News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News is also brought to you by Half Price Lawyers, the only law firm in Pahrump with a low price guarantee. Located at 41 North Highway 160, Unit 11. Call 400-0000.
Tonight on News 46, the assistant sheriff is hoping for a debate. Details are released regarding an arrest for attempted murder. And Senator Dean Heller makes a visit to Pahrump. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, September 3rd, 2014. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Assistant Sheriff Rick Marshall is hoping to arrange a debate between him and KPVM has also extended an invitation to the candidates and are waiting for a date to be confirmed. That is, if they can agree on a set of rules for the event.
Nye County Republican Central Committee had actually scheduled one. My opponent, for whatever reason, wasn't able to make it, so they rescheduled it. My opponent chose not to show up. She was actually in Tonopah campaigning. I showed up expecting to debate her, and much to my surprise, she wasn't there, so I was able to talk to the audience members. The debates are different than candidate nights. Candidate nights, you ask any question you want. There's no rebuttal period. There's no control of the debate. Debates are actually defined through the Federal Election Commission. It sets up the formats, and in a debate you have a moderator, questions are submitted ahead of time, you have a time limit, and your opponent's allowed to rebut what you say, you're allowed to rebut what your opponent says.
Karen Jackson from KNI also set up another debate at the Pahrump Nugget, which Sharon Worley wasn't able to attend either.
That's correct. There were several of us sheriff's candidates that were there. I believe my opponent had her son read a statement, and then of course he wasn't allowed to talk because he's not the candidate. And you need the candidate there because the audience can judge the candidate's qualifications by their answer, their demeanor, how they respond to the questions put forth to them.
KPVM-TV has asked for you guys to have a 2-hour live debate. What's going on with that?
When I received the invitation from Mr. Van Winkle, within 30 seconds, I responded that name the date, the time, the place, and we'll show up. And then I forwarded the email to my campaign manager, Laura Billman, and she immediately responded to Mr. Van Winkle's email saying that, yes, we're ready, willing, and able to debate.
And then also we got a response from Sharon Worley, a little delayed. Her campaign person says that we were accidentally, passed over on the response, but she'd rather have a kind of an open forum meet and greet. Why is it important for people to see the debates and see what we have out there as far as candidates?
In the meet and greets, if I'm the candidate, I can pick and choose who I want in the audience. So if I know that an audience member is going to ask a tough question or ask a question that requires me to answer something about myself that might be negative, I don't have to call on that person. In a debate, they stick to the issues of the particular office that you are trying to get elected to. It avoids the personal attacks upon candidates. It avoids candidates sticking with questions that are favorable to them. Because in debates, you're asked tough, hard questions, and some of them may not be favorable to you, but you still have to answer them. Much like if you were the elected person, when the news media comes up and asks you questions, they're not just going to ask you sugar-coated questions. They're going to ask you hard, tough questions, and you have to be able to answer them.
And we'll keep you posted on that story. We've also extended an interview request to Sharon Worley and are awaiting that. 29-year-old Angel Uribe has been charged with attempted murder, burglary while in possession of a dangerous weapon, battery with substantial bodily harm, battery with a deadly weapon, and possession of a controlled substance, being methamphetamine. His bail has been set at $120,000. Yesterday, deputies and detectives of the Nye County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to a report of a stabbing in the area of 800 Bowling Street. Upon arrival, deputies found a male that had been stabbed at least once in the chest area. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue responded, and the victim was airlifted to UMC Trauma Center. Investigation found that the suspect had entered the victim's residence and attacked him. The suspect stabbed the victim and then left the scene in a vehicle. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and detectives were able to locate the suspect in the same area, and he was taken into custody without any further incident. A search of the suspect's vehicle was conducted, and inside the vehicle, deputies found a small baggie that tested presumptive positive for methamphetamine. The suspect was booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Pastor George Ferguson has now been charged with first-degree kidnapping following his arrest of lewdness with a child. The pastor, who is HIV positive, faces numerous counts after he allegedly drove a member of his church, who is a disabled boy, in his car last month to his house. The boy alleges that the Freedom of Praise Ministries pastor hugged, kissed, and touched him inappropriately. The 17-year-old told police the pastor grabbed his pants at one point and looked inside. His attorney, Jason Ernest, said during the hearing that Ferguson has AIDS and also has admitted that his client had indulged in gay sex in the past. Ferguson is charged with attempted exposure of HIV, luring a mentally disabled person, open and gross lewdness, and first-degree kidnapping. He faces a potential 5 years to life in prison. Ferguson was also charged with driving under the influence in an earlier unrelated criminal case. George Ferguson is scheduled to be arraigned in district court on October 13th. When we come back from this break, we'll have your Desert View Hospital health tip.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. Hospitals are smoke-free zones, so when smokers are admitted to the hospital for any reason, they must leave their cigarettes behind. This can be a good opportunity to try to quit. A new study examined whether offering hospitalized smokers medication and counseling would help them stay smoke-free after leaving.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
John Lindy began smoking at age 13.
I had tried quitting several times, and I'd make it as long as a week or 2 weeks and then finally just cave in.
During a recent hospital stay, John knew he wouldn't be able to smoke. He was offered medication like these nicotine patches. He was also offered counseling to help him try and make a permanent break with cigarettes.
The girl that came in and talked to me was really, really cool, supportive.
We know that medication works and that counseling works, but they both together work much better than either one alone.
Dr. Nancy Rigotti from Massachusetts General Hospital and co-authors designed a simple system to help smokers stay smoke-free after leaving the hospital. 397 patients were divided into two groups. One group just received recommendations about how to quit. The other group was provided with various medications, counseling while in the hospital.
How has it been for you since you've been admitted and not smoking?
Automated phone calls checking their progress.
We hope you're feeling better since you left the hospital. Have you smoked a cigarette, even a puff, in the last 7 days?
And access to additional counseling for 3 months after leaving the hospital.
We were able to increase the quit rates 6 months after discharge by over 70% by providing this simple system of care. We looked to see whether the treatment worked as well in different kinds of smokers, black, white, men, women, rich, poor, and so forth, and we found that it worked well in all kinds of smokers.
John has been smoke-free for more than a year now.
The benefit in the long run to just saying no to it is far greater than the benefit of having a cigarette.
It's important that hospitals do their part to help smokers stay healthy by staying smoke-free after they leave the hospital.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
Offering smokers help to quit while in the hospital is one of the quality measures endorsed by the Joint Commission and the National Quality Forum. Senator Dean Heller visited Pahrump today to speak about the new VA clinic that is set to begin construction soon.
Back here in Pahrump, and just take a few minutes of your time. I know some of you have been very patient, and you've let me know too. So thank you very much for taking time. But what an honor, and for you to be here, for me to spend a few minutes with you, talk to you, talk about questions, and have the discussion that we need to have. Boy, it's great to be here. And I want you to know that I'm checking out the curtains. I'm getting to that age, you know, that I've got to start checking out the curtains, seeing what kind of food you guys that they're feeding you and everything else. But I want to thank Jim and the board for everything that you guys do here in this community. The Meals on Wheels program is wonderful. Obviously, I sit on the aging committee back in Washington, D.C., and these are the very issues and topics that we discuss every day, trying to make sure that we take care of those that need help, need the services, especially those that can't leave their homes. So anyway, we'll continue to work on that, but I've also noticed we've got quite a few veterans here with us today, and I want to begin by thanking all of you for your service to this country. We've got a lot of good news. In fact, that's why I'm here today. They're going to start the clinic, the new clinic. As most of you know, that announcement has occurred. And we're going to double the size of the clinic that we do have to make sure that the health care, the benefits that you have earned, worked hard for, that you do receive those. And we're going to discuss that later this afternoon with a roundtable, and I'm looking forward to that also. But it's good. Things are moving in the right direction. We just passed a veterans bill in Washington, D.C. before we went on recess, which the chairman of the committee, I'm also on the Veterans Committee, and so I'm working closely with the chairman, the ranking member, to make sure that these benefits and the hard work and the hard-earned benefits do come to you.
Well, Heidi Fleiss was in court this past week for a preliminary hearing. She's been charged with maintaining a residence where drugs are sold and drug possession with intent to sell. Nye County Sheriff's deputies located nearly 400 marijuana plants on Fleiss's property on the north side of town in August of 2013. Her hearing has been continued. The Nye County Commissioners voted 3-2 to approve 2 agreements with the Nevada Department of Transportation to construct roundabouts on Highway 372 at intersections with Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Blagg Road. The 2 commissioners that voted against the agreement were Frank Carbone and Donna Cox. Nye County would have to contribute $450,000 towards the cost of each roundabout. NDOT would provide $1.8 million out of the Highway Safety Improvement Program funds from the Federal Highway Administration. Well, Valley Electric Association has been awarded one of the best companies to work for. We spoke to CEO Tom Husted.
We were one of 12 companies in the state of Nevada to receive this prestigious award. We were recognized by the Nevada Business Magazine as one of the best companies to work for in the state of Nevada. We're extremely proud of that, and that's really a sign of the dedication and devotion that our employees have to the overall cooperative's mission, and that is to provide the best possible service to our members that we can, and we're extremely proud of this award.
You added on to the workforce quite significantly last year, continuing that now, especially with the expansion.
Yes, we have. We've added about 25% to our employee base in the last year. We're continuing to add, and that's a sign of the success that we've had and will continue to have in the future. So as we bring on new employees, we welcome them to the team, and the team obviously has been a big part of us receiving this award.
Do you know what some of the criteria for the award was?
You know, and I can't say that this is an award that I instigated. This is coming from the core base of the employees, and it's on behalf of the programs that we have for our employees, whether it be the benefits programs, whether it be the continuing education programs that we have, that we encourage our employees to continue to improve themselves and also to contribute to the overall advancement of the company. So I think it's a part of many different aspects of the company.
Why is it important to have benefits for your employees? Does it help with their job performance?
Oh, absolutely. You know, it is a very competitive world out there today, and you have to have a salary and a wage and a benefits program that is not only going to recruit the best possible employees, but then for retention of those employees. And so that in mind is that for recruitment, for retention, And that gives us the continuity then that we need to continue to build this organization to serve the best interest of our members in the community.
What's some of the things that you're looking forward to?
We have a lot of things coming up. One of the things that we're going to be announcing here soon is a renewable energy program, our solar PV, that we're excited about. It's a great place to work, and there's great opportunities out there for businesses today.
How's the expansion going?
Expansion's going great. We're just on schedule. Things are, soon the community will start to see some of the building going up and some of the expansions come to fruition.
And as far as employees and hiring opportunities?
I believe we have 6 to 8 openings right now, or openings that will be released soon. So as we continue to grow, continue to have openings.
Want to save money on your phone bill? Make sure to turn off the autoplay settings on your Facebook videos. Smartphone users are at risk of maxing out their data plans if they don't change this default setting in the Facebook app, which otherwise will automatically start streaming videos in the newsfeed window. There have been many complaints from people who have been stung with data bills after exceeding their monthly allowance and who believe it to be because of Facebook autoplaying videos. How to fix the problem is to tap your settings button, scroll down and click Facebook. From there, click Settings, Autoplay, and then choose Wi-Fi only or off. When we come back from this break, we'll have your entertainment this week and your first business brief.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Nathan Adelson Hospice, proud to be the hospice of choice in Pahrump for 15 years. Please call 775-751-6700 to find out how Nathan Adelson can assist you.
Joan Rivers has been moved out of the intensive care unit and into a private hospital room. Her daughter, Melissa Rivers, confirmed Tuesday that her mother was on life support. The change, however, does not indicate if it was the result of an improved medical condition 6 days after she suffered respiratory and cardiac arrest during a medical procedure. Melissa said her mother has been moved out of the intensive care unit and into a private room where she's being kept comfortable. It is not clear if Rivers is still on life support, which replaces or supports a failing bodily function. When patients have curable or treatable conditions, life support is used temporarily until the illness or disease can be stabilized and the body can resume normal functioning. Rivers has shared few details with the public about her mother's condition since she was rushed to Manhattan's Mount Sinai Hospital August 28th. The 81-year-old Joan Rivers stopped breathing during throat surgery at a Manhattan medical clinic last week. Jimmy Jamison, who belted out the hits The Search Is Over and Burning Heart for the 1980s rock band Survivor, has died of a reported heart attack. He was 63 years old. Jamison joined the band in 1984 after Survivor scored the #1 hit, Eye of the Tiger, from the Rocky III soundtrack. Original lead singer Dave Bickler left the band for medical reasons. Jamison sang on 5 top 20 singles, in addition to The Search Is Over, which peaked at #4, and Burning Heart, which made it to #2 on the charts. He was also on the Rocky IV soundtrack. Jamison provided vocals for I Can't Hold You Back, High on You, and Is This Love? The IRS filed a tax lien against Vanessa Williams, saying the singer-actress owes the federal government $369,000 for her 2011 earnings. The lien was filed at New York City's registrar office on August 13th of this year. 51-year-old Williams was the first black Miss America, but her reign soon erupted into scandal when nude photos of her appeared in Penthouse magazine. Her career soared in the aftermath with music, television, and Broadway performances that earned her Grammy, Emmy, and Tony nominations. The mother of 4 children, Williams lives in New York. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie married last week in France. The couple, who are the parents of 6 children, have been together for almost a decade. They got married in a small private ceremony in a chapel at Chateau Mariville in the village of Corinnes. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your entertainment this week.
This is the first business brief for Wednesday, September 3rd. I'm Angela Miles. McDonald's will overhaul its food safety procedures in China. The burger chain will increase the number of audits at its Chinese suppliers. It will also use more video monitoring and launch a hotline for whistleblowers. The changes come after a McDonald's supplier was caught repackaging expired meat. Dollar General is raising the stakes in its bid for rival Family Dollar. Dollar General increased its bid to $9.1 billion. Family Dollar will review the new offer offer, even though Family Dollar prefers an $8.5 billion bid from Dollar Tree. And the tax man comes calling for a signature Silicon Valley perk, free lunches. Tech companies such as Google and Facebook have long provided free gourmet lunches for staffers. Well, now the IRS is making it very clear those lunches need to be listed as taxable income. That's the First Business Brief. I'm Angela Miles.
Thanks, Angela. It's good to have you back. When we come back from this break, we'll have Noah Began with your weather.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Wednesday, September 3rd. Today we had sunny skies with a high of 98 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is actually 1 degree above that at 99 degrees. Still really hot outside either way. Winds were coming from the south-southwest today at 9 miles per hour with gusts up to 22 miles per hour. Sunrise was at 6:17 this morning, and the record high in 1955 was 108 degrees. Tonight we'll have clear skies with a low of 70 degrees. Your average temperature at this time of year is 76 degrees. Winds will be coming from the southeast at 7 miles per hour with gusts up to 18 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 19%. Sunset will be at 7:09 p.m. and the record low in 1946 was 55 degrees. Tomorrow we'll have sunny skies with a high of 100 degrees and a low of 71 degrees. Winds will be coming from the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour with gusts up to 12 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 15%. Sunrise will be at 6:18 a.m. and the UV index will be 9, which is very high. For our 7-day forecast, we'll have a mostly sunny week. We'll probably be seeing a cloud or two outside on Monday. Your high temperatures will be ranging from the low 90s to the high 90s, and your low temperatures will be ranging from the mid 60s to the low 70s.
Thanks so much, Noah. We want to remind everybody that Teen Night is on Friday night. It's back, and they're going to be held at Night Communities Coalition on the corner of West and Wilson Street. All the fun begins at 6 p.m., and of course, it is free to the public. And that's going to do it for this edition of News 46. We'll be back here tomorrow night. We'll see you then.